How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. That's a statement that has been uttered throughout recorded history. Well, once that phrase was created. And one of the places where you see that a lot in video games. If something is good, it's imitated a lot. If something's particularly popular, it's imitated a lot. A lot of times, that thing that's really good isn't super popular because a lot of people don't know about it until a bigger company comes along and does it. I'm looking at a lot of hip-hop right now because that happens a lot with musical artists. But anyway, today's game is a love letter to Shigeru Miyamoto. Shigeru Miyamoto is the Nintendo-bred genius behind Donkey Kong, Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda. The list goes on and on. Star Fox, a lot of other stuff. And this game is not completely a love letter to one of Miyamoto's greatest works, but you see the inspiration, you see the vision. There's also a little nod to Thundar the Barbarian in there, but I'll get to that in a sec. This game is from 1990, and it's an action adventure game. A lot of RPG elements in there. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Crystalis. And yes, I'm calling it Crystalis and not Crystalis because I saw the commercial. And the commercial said Crystalis. I'm going to go with what the corporate told me to call the game. You hear me? Alright. Now, Crystalis takes place about 100 years after a war that starts on October 1st, 1997. Basically wipes out civilization. It doesn't wipe out humanity, but it wipes out civilization. It wrecks advanced technology, sending humans back into medieval times. It also leads to a lot of creatures being mutated because of the radiation from the war. And our protagonist is woken after about 100 years from cryogenic sleep. He has no real idea of what's going on. And once he emerges from the cryogenics chamber, he's met by humans walking around and informed of what's happening. And he's also told that there's a tower floating in the sky that humans have constructed to stop any other evils from happening to the world. And the Dragonia Empire has decided that they want to control the tower for their own nefarious purposes. In order to stop them, you have to find the 4 elemental swords to create Crystalis, the ultimate weapon, and defeat them. This sounds super cliche. Also, that whole thing with the world being thrown back into a dark age by war and the rise of magic and sorcery coming back, all that stuff is basically a throwback and a nod to Thundar the Barbarian, like I said. Well, this game is very, very much in appearance like The Legend of Zelda. It moves a lot faster. Your character is swift. He's buku agile. The combat in the game is pretty crisp, even though hit detection can be kind of weird. It's good that you don't know everything about the story right out of the gate, because if you did, you would kind of be about it after a while. And this game definitely looks very SNK. It looks like some of the sprite work kind of does remind me of Guerrilla War. That ain't a bad thing. The sound really reminds me of SNK. It's very much SNK. So yeah, you get a lot of video game for your money with Crystalis. You can also really move and grow at your pace. There are lots of items you can collect. Lots of different weapons other than your primary weapon. There's weapon power-ups. So it takes that initial Legend of Zelda formula and builds on it in a really great way. And so what you're left with is probably one of the better action adventure games on the NES. Definitely one of the better action RPGs on the NES. And something that, if you're into that genre and you like a good adventure game and you like good storytelling and character progression, which is definitely high in this game, it's definitely something that you'll want to look into. This is a game that even though I'm more of a straight up action game guy, I appreciate a good action adventure game. And I've been delving more and more into them over the last few years. And this showing up on the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection was an absolute welcome addition. So, got a few different ways you can get your hands on this one and play. If you decide you want a copy of Crystalis, like I was just saying, there's a few different ways you can get it. You can get the NES version, which by all accounts, it's about $20 for a loose card. You can try to track down the Game Boy Color remake from 2000. Or you can get a copy of the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection, which is about $30 now, $40, and it has a bunch of games on it. All three of the Akari Warrior games, the home and arcade ports of those, Guerrilla War, Psycho Soldier, Vanguard, a lot of SNK's heavy hitters and some obscure stuff is in this collection. All the stuff pre-Neo Geo, by the way. And yeah, give this one a peek, especially if you're big into adventure games. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. I guarantee, baby. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow? That's not a Pac-Man clone, Bobby. It's the devil.